One habit destroying your strength at age of 50. Well, when you reach the age of 50 and beyond, one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is strength. Strength of your body, your bones, and your energy. Unfortunately, there's one habit many people overlook, and it silently destroys strength year after year, living a sedentary lifestyle. The truth is, our bodies are designed to move. Muscles are not meant to sit idle, bones need weight, bearing activities to stay dense, and the cardiovascular system thrives when challenged. But when day after day passes without consistent movement, the cost is weakness, fatigue, and loss of independence. At 50 plus, strength is not just about looking fit, it's about preventing falls, protecting your bones, keeping your joints flexible, and giving you the energy to live fully. Ignoring this one habit accelerates muscle loss, which naturally happens with aging. If we do nothing, we lose up to 2% of muscle mass per year after 50. That's not just numbers, that's the difference between walking up a flight of stairs with ease or struggling halfway. The good news is you can rebuild. You can stop the decline by breaking the cycle of inactivity. Simple strength training, regular walking, stretching, and mindful nutrition can restore energy, support your joints, and protect your vitality. So the question is, will you let this habit continue draining your strength, or will you rise, take action, and choose movement over stagnation? The choice you make today decides the kind of life you'll live tomorrow. The number one habit that silently destroys strength after the age of 50 is a sedentary lifestyle, and unfortunately, it has become the norm for many people. We spend hours sitting at desks, driving in cars, or relaxing in front of screens, and we don't always realize how much it costs us. Human bodies are built to move, to bend, stretch, and carry. When we stop using our muscles, they don't just stay the same, they weaken. At 50 and beyond, this loss happens even faster than it did in youth. A body that doesn't move daily becomes stiff, joints begin to ache, and muscles start shrinking. Over time, this weakens the very foundation of health, draining strength not only from the body but also from the mind and spirit. When movement is neglected, the consequences don't show up overnight. It often begins subtly, taking longer to recover from simple tasks, feeling out of breath while climbing stairs, or struggling with things that once felt easy. This is the trap of a sedentary life. It creeps in slowly until it becomes normal, and before we know it, our strength has faded. Sitting for long hours doesn't just weaken muscles, it affects circulation, reduces flexibility, and even impacts balance. At an age when protecting bone density and muscle mass is essential, inactivity becomes a dangerous habit that steals independence and vitality. The reason this habit is so destructive is that it accelerates a natural process. After 50, the body already begins to lose muscle mass and bone density unless action is taken. When physical activity is ignored, the decline is faster and more severe. What many don't realize is that strength is not simply about lifting heavy weights or looking fit. It is about maintaining the ability to live life fully. Carrying groceries, playing with grandchildren, traveling, gardening, or even standing from a chair without assistance all require strong, responsive muscles. Losing this strength is not just inconvenient, it can be life-altering. Another hidden danger of a sedentary lifestyle is how it influences other aspects of health. Inactivity raises the risk of obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. Muscles are active tissues that burn calories even at rest, but when they are lost, metabolism slows. This means weight gain becomes easier, which then places more stress on the joints and cardiovascular system. The cycle continues, leaving the body weaker, heavier, and less resilient. What may feel like harmless rest is, in reality, a slow erosion of health. Breaking free from this habit is not about training like an athlete or spending hours in a gym. It is about consistent, intentional movement that keeps muscles engaged and bones supported. The destructive power of a sedentary lifestyle lies in its quietness. It does its damage in the background while convincing us we're simply resting. At 50 and beyond, rest without movement is not renewal, it is decay. The body thrives on activity, and when that activity is absent, strength withers. This is why identifying and breaking the sedentary habit is the first and most powerful step toward protecting strength and energy later in life. Muscle loss is one of the most significant challenges the body faces after the age of 50, and it happens faster than most people realize. The scientific term for this is sarcopenia, the gradual decline of muscle mass and strength that comes with aging. Even though it may sound like something inevitable, the rate at which it happens is largely influenced by lifestyle. Research shows that adults can lose 1% to 2% of muscle mass every single year after 50 if they do not engage in regular physical activity. Over a decade, this can mean losing 20% of the strength you once had, which explains why tasks that once felt simple suddenly feel exhausting. The frightening part is that many people don't even notice it until their body forces them to. The process of muscle loss begins quietly. You may find yourself avoiding the stairs because they leave you winded, or you may struggle to carry a heavy bag of groceries without discomfort. Little aches and pains appear more often, and recovery from minor injuries takes longer than it used to. These are not just signs of getting older. They are signals that muscle tissue is slowly being replaced by fat and connective tissue. When this happens, the body becomes less efficient, balance declines, and the risk of falls increases. For someone in their 50s or 60s, a single fall can sometimes lead to life-altering injuries such as hip fractures, which is why preserving muscle strength is about more than fitness. It's about safety and independence. One of the reasons muscle loss accelerates at this stage of life is hormonal changes. Levels of hormones like testosterone, estrogen, and growth hormone naturally decline, which reduces the body's ability to repair and build muscle fibers. Additionally, metabolism slows down, meaning the body burns fewer calories at rest. Without exercise and the right nutrition, this creates a double challenge. Not only are you losing muscle, but you are also more likely to gain fat. This shift in body composition makes it even harder to stay active, creating a vicious cycle that weakens the body further. Nutrition plays a huge role in slowing down this decline. Many people over 50 don't consume enough protein, which is essential for repairing muscle tissue. Without sufficient protein, the body has no building blocks to replace what is lost. Add to this the fact that older adults often reduce their overall food intake, and it becomes clear why muscle loss speeds up. Pair inadequate nutrition with inactivity, and the outcome is a body that feels older than it truly is. Yet despite these challenges, muscle loss is not something we must accept passively. Strength training, resistance exercises, and even simple bodyweight movements can stimulate muscle fibers to grow stronger. Activities like walking, swimming, or yoga may not bulk up muscle, but they help maintain endurance and flexibility, which are equally important. The key is consistency. The body at 50 may not respond as quickly as it did at 20, but it still responds. Every workout, every stretch, every effort signals to your muscles that they are still needed, and as long as they are needed, they will not disappear. Strength after the age of 50 should never be viewed only through the lens of appearance or fitness goals. It is far more important than building toned muscles or achieving a certain body image. Strength is directly tied to independence, and independence is what defines the quality of life in later years. The ability to get out of bed without help, climb stairs, carry groceries, or simply rise from a chair without relying on someone else is all rooted in physical strength. When strength declines, these everyday actions start becoming struggles, and with each lost ability, independence slowly slips away. For many people, this transition happens quietly and is only noticed once it has already limited their freedom. Consider the impact of falls. At 50 and beyond, bone density begins to decline and weak muscles make it harder to maintain balance. A single fall can result in fractures, hospital stays, or even permanent disability. What is often overlooked is that strength is the body's natural defense against these risks. Strong muscles provide stability, protect the joints, and allow quicker reflexes to catch yourself when you stumble. Without adequate muscle strength, the likelihood of injury from a simple misstep rises dramatically. Maintaining strength is not a matter of vanity, it is a form of insurance for independence and safety. Strength also plays a crucial role in protecting the bones. Weight-bearing exercises signal the bones to stay dense and strong, which reduces the risk of osteoporosis. When bones weaken and muscles atrophy, the combination becomes especially dangerous, as it leaves the body vulnerable to fractures that take months to heal if they heal at all. In contrast, people who preserve their strength find themselves able to move confidently, enjoy activities, and live without the constant fear of injury. That confidence is priceless and allows life to be lived fully rather than cautiously. Beyond physical benefits, strength has a deep psychological effect. When you can handle your daily activities with ease, you feel capable and self-reliant. This fosters self-esteem and mental well-being, which are just as important as physical health. On the other hand, when basic tasks require assistance, frustration, sadness, and even depression can take hold. Many people underestimate this connection between physical strength and emotional independence, but it becomes evident as soon as physical decline begins interfering with daily life. Staying strong keeps not only the body active, but also the mind resilient. It's also important to understand that independence does not mean pushing the body to extremes. It means having the functional strength to move through life without barriers. Carrying a grandchild, walking through an airport, gardening, or cooking a meal are all examples of functional strength in action. These are the activities that bring joy and meaning, and they all depend on the preservation of muscle and stamina. When strength is lost, the ability to enjoy these simple but profound moments is lost too. This is why prioritizing strength is essential, not just for survival, but for maintaining freedom, dignity, and quality of life well past 50. Movement truly is medicine, and this becomes more evident than ever after the age of 50. The body thrives on motion, and every system responds positively when physical activity becomes a regular habit. Muscles grow stronger when challenged, the heart pumps more efficiently, circulation improves, joints stay lubricated, and the brain benefits from increased blood flow. The opposite is also true. When movement is absent, muscles waste away, the cardiovascular system weakens, and stiffness begins to dominate the body. That is why treating movement like a daily prescription is one of the most powerful ways to protect strength, health, and vitality in the later decades of life. When you engage in strength training, even at a moderate level, you are signaling your muscles that they are still needed. Lifting weights, using resistance bands, or even performing bodyweight exercises like squats, lunges, and push-ups stimulate muscle fibers to adapt and grow stronger. This process doesn't just make the body capable of lifting more, it fortifies bones, protects joints, and helps regulate blood sugar. Resistance training is especially critical because it counteracts the natural decline of muscle mass that accelerates after 50. Without it, the body loses not only muscle but also the metabolism boost that comes with it, which often leads to weight gain and fatigue. Walking, though often underestimated, is another form of medicine. A brisk walk strengthens the heart, increases endurance, and supports joint flexibility. Walking outdoors further benefits mental health by reducing stress, enhancing mood, and connecting you with nature. For those who may not feel ready for heavy exercise, walking is a simple yet powerful way to reintroduce consistent movement into daily life. Just 30 minutes a day can dramatically improve energy levels and overall health. Flexibility and balance exercises are equally important. Stretching, yoga, and Tai Chi help maintain mobility, reduce stiffness, and improve posture. At 50 and beyond, these practices become more than just relaxation. They are tools to prevent injury. Balance exercises in particular train the body to react quickly to slips or stumbles, significantly reducing the risk of falls. When paired with strength training and cardiovascular exercise, these practices create a holistic approach to maintaining physical resilience. Movement also has profound effects on mental health. Physical activity triggers the release of endorphins, the body's natural mood enhancers. It reduces stress hormones, combats anxiety, and improves sleep quality. Many people find that regular exercise gives them a sense of accomplishment and control over their health, which boosts confidence and motivation in other areas of life. At an age where energy levels may feel unpredictable, consistent movement restores vitality and keeps the mind sharp. The beauty of treating movement as medicine is that it doesn't require perfection or extreme routines. It requires consistency. Small daily actions, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, doing 10 minutes of stretching in the morning, lifting light weights a few times a week, add up over time. Each act of movement sends a message to the body: stay strong, stay capable, stay alive. This is why movement is not optional, it is essential. It is the medicine that doesn't come in a pill bottle but delivers benefits to every part of life. The decision to break free from destructive habits and embrace movement after the age of 50 is ultimately a choice, and it is one that carries enormous weight for the future. Every day presents an opportunity to either take a small step towards strength or allow decline to continue unchecked. Many people assume that aging automatically means weakness, fatigue, and loss of independence, but this is not entirely true. While aging does bring natural changes, the pace and severity of those changes are deeply influenced by daily decisions. The choice to remain sedentary allows decline to accelerate, while the choice to move and strengthen the body slows it down dramatically. This power lies in your hands, and recognizing it is the first step toward transformation. Choosing activity over inactivity does not mean committing to unrealistic fitness routines or trying to reverse the clock. It means choosing consistency, choosing to prioritize your body, and choosing to respect the strength that you still possess. Even small, deliberate actions, like going for a walk each morning, practicing balance exercises, or lifting light weights, are powerful choices. Each decision compounds over time. What may seem like a simple 20-minute walk today becomes the foundation for stronger legs, healthier lungs, and greater confidence tomorrow. These little commitments to movement create a ripple effect, influencing not only physical health but also emotional well-being and outlook on life. There is a psychological shift that happens when you begin to choose movement intentionally. Instead of feeling like a passive observer of the aging process, you step into an active role where you take control of your health. This mindset shift is empowering because it turns aging from something that happens to you into a journey you can influence. With each choice to move, you are declaring that your body still matters, your health still matters, and your independence is worth protecting. That sense of control is often the difference between approaching the later decades with fear or with confidence. The choice is also about quality of life. Movement preserves the ability to enjoy activities that make life meaningful. Traveling, spending time with loved ones, enjoying hobbies, or simply performing daily tasks with ease. Without strength, these experiences may become limited or even impossible. By choosing to stay active, you are essentially choosing a fuller, richer life. You are deciding to keep the door open to opportunities instead of allowing physical limitations to close them. It is also important to acknowledge that the choice is not always easy. There will be days when fatigue, pain, or lack of motivation make movement feel like a burden. But understanding the stakes can provide the drive to keep going. Every skipped workout or prolonged period of inactivity may not feel damaging in the moment, but over months and years, it contributes to a steady decline. On the other hand, every choice to move, no matter how small, is an investment in your future self. The body remembers these choices and rewards them with strength, energy, and resilience. Ultimately, the choice is about refusing to surrender to decline. It is about valuing yourself enough to protect your health and refusing to let a sedentary lifestyle define the years ahead. While no one can control the passing of time, everyone can control how they respond to it. By choosing activity over stagnation, you write a new narrative for aging, one that is defined not by weakness, but by strength, vitality, and independence. Thank you so much